Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tag video and it is the blush Is Bae tag, as you could probably tell from the title. I have recently done a makeup declutter, but here I have all of my remaining blushes, which is still quite a lot but not as many as I used to have. I currently have 10 blushes and there are 15 questions, so I'm going to have some double ups for my answers because I don't have 15 different blushes to talk about. Normally when I do tag videos I have at least most of my answers like pre-written down and ready to tell you, just so that I know what I'm gonna say, and it makes me feel a little bit less anxious when I'm filming. But today I haven't prepared any answers, so I'm feeling a little bit anxious. I'm gonna have to come up with answers on the spot, but this is a good experience for me. So if you are new here, I would love it if you'd subscribe, and if you want to know a bit about me and my blush obsession, then just keep on watching. The first question is cream or powder blush? If you've been on my channel for any amount of time, you know that I really don't get along with cream blushes, so I'm gonna go ahead and say powder blush. And as you can see, well, and you probably can't see at the moment, but I can tell you every single blush in here is a powder blush. Question number 2, the weirdest colour blush in your collection. I don't have any weird colours, like I don't have any greens or, you know, I don't know. What else is a weird colour for a blush? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this one here, which is out of the Chi Chi Viva La Diva Pink Rose Blush Palette, just because it's quite bright and a little bit unusual for what someone would wear every day, I suppose. It's not that weird though. Question number 3, do you prefer high-end or drugstore blushes? I'm not really picky when it comes to blushes, like I have both in here. I love both. Let me count up how many of each I've got. Yeah, I have 5 drugstore blushes and 5 high-end blushes. That makes life difficult. I'm gonna say I prefer the high-end blushes. I don't know if it's because they're actually better products or just because I feel better about using my money's worth when I use them. I guess the ones that I reach for more often are usually the high-end blushes. Question number 4 is, what is your most expensive blush? I don't know if I paid the most for this one because I got it from duty free, but probably the one with the biggest price tag is this one from Bobbi Brown in the shade Nectar. That is what it looks like. It's gorgeous. My friend tells me that this is a highlighter. It's called a Shimmer Brick Compact, so it doesn't say either way. But I mean, on me that's not a highlighter, on me that's a blush, so I use it as a blush, it's a blush. If it's a highlighter on you, that's great, but it's not a highlighter for me. Question number 5 is the most inexpensive blush. When I was looking at these questions, I was like, why would you say the word inexpensive? Cheap. It's cheap, right? Isn't that easier to say? Anyway, that's completely besides the point. What is my cheapest or most inexpensive blush? And it is this one here from Essence. It is the Matte Touch blush in the shade Bury Me Up. And I think this one cost about $5 or $6. I can't remember exactly, but it was definitely under 10. Question number 6 is my favourite blush single. I know this is new to my collection, but it has to be my Clinique Cheek Pop blush. This is in the shade 02 Peach Pop, and oh, I've just been obsessed with this since I got it. And the formula it's so unique. It's almost like a gel. It's not a cream because I don't like cream blushes, but it's a little bit creamy. But you can still apply it with a brush, which is what I like. It's the reason I don't like cream blushes. It's because I don't like using my fingers. You can still apply that one with a brush. Question number 7 is my favourite blush palette. And I only have one blush palette, and it is the Chi Chi Viva La Diva Pink Rose blush palette, which I showed you just before. It looks like this, and it's not one of my favourite products, so it's a bit weird to say this is my favourite blush palette. I hardly ever reach for it, but since it's the only blush palette that I have, it is the answer to this question. Question number 8 is the oldest blush in my collection. I'm pretty sure it's this one from Natio. This is in the shade Rosewood. I used to have all 3 of these little Natio blushes, but I just got rid of the other 2 because they were colours that I wasn't reaching for as much. But this one is just like a really, really neutral, nothing kind of a colour, and it's perfect when I've got bright eyeshadow or bright lips and I just want something that's not going to compete. So I keep this one around because it's the most neutral blush that I have. But yeah, I think this is my oldest blush in my collection. It's probably 3 or more years old. Is that too old? Should I get rid of it? It's a powder, it'll be fine. Question number 9 is the newest blush in my collection. We've already talked about this. It's the Clinique blush. I've had this since I did that full face first impressions video, which was maybe 2 or 3 months ago. Yeah, I definitely want to get more of these. I think it's beautiful. Question number 10, what's your party blush? I don't party. Like, I really don't party. If I were to party, I would match my blush to my eyeshadow like I always do. I just make sure it's something that goes with whatever else I'm wearing. That's such a weird question. Do you have a party blush? Like, if you're gonna go party, regardless of what the rest of your makeup is doing, regardless what clothes you're wearing, you'd always go for the same blush? I think that's really weird. I'm not answering that. Question 11 is brands you have 4 or more blushes from. I don't. The most blushes I have from one brand is MAC. I have 2 MAC blushes. I've got the Mineralized blush in Warm Soul, which everyone loves, and I've also got the powder blush in Desert Rose, which is a matte blush. I know it's not 4 from the same brand, but that's all I can do. Like I said, I used to have 3 from Natio. Oh, actually, I've had 5 from Natio in the past because I had the 3 powder blushes and then I had 2 of their cream to powder blushes. But like I said, I don't like cream blushes, so I got rid of those 2 and I got rid of 2 of the powder blushes as well. So now I've only got the 1. Yeah, so no, I don't have 4 blushes from any one brand. Question 12 is any blush regrets? Well, if I had a blush regret, it wouldn't be in this collection anymore because I decluttered quite recently. I wouldn't say I have regrets. Like, I mean, I guess the biggest regret would be wasting the money, but I'm not that picky when it comes to blush. I can quite easily fall in love with any blush, so no, at the moment I don't have any blush regrets. Question number 13, a blush purchased because of another YouTuber? Ooh, that's a good question. Probably quite a few of these. Oh yeah. Okay, so one from really early on. I can't remember who talked about this blush, but I remember seeing it on YouTube. It is Benefit Havana. Oh yes, I can remember who talked about it. It was Sally Joe. She talked about this blush and she has really fair skin and she said that it looked really nice on fair skin, and so I was like, cool, I'm gonna get that too. And it is a nice blush. I don't reach for it all that often, but I do like it. Another one that was definitely inspired by a YouTuber is Tarte Exposed. This one, I mean, lots of people talk about this, but in particular it was Beauty with Emily Fox that convinced me that I needed this. She talks about this all the time, but then she did this video, I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was like boring blushes that you need or something like that, and she talked about this one because in the pan it looks like basically nothing, but it's just one of those blushes that goes with everything and it looks beautiful and it really kind of just adds something to your complexion. So I bought this because of Beauty with Emily Fox and I love it. Question number 14, a blush brand you haven't tried on your wish list. This is the kind of question that I wish I had pre-planned an answer for, because now I have to sit here thinking of all of the brands and whether or not I've tried a blush from them and whether or not I want to try a blush from them. What are some brands? Oh yeah. Oh, what's that brand called? I've totally forgotten the name of the brand now. Like, I can picture the packaging. I know exactly what brand I'm thinking of, but I can't remember the name of them. It's the brand that Jaclyn Hill did her highlighter collab with. Oh my god. Becca. Becca has some really nice looking blushes and I've never tried any of their products at all. I think their blushes look really nice. I'd like to try them, but I don't want to ship them to New Zealand because apparently they smash quite easily. I think they are available from Sephora, but we don't have a physical Sephora in New Zealand, so again I'd have to ship them. And they're expensive, so I don't know. I'll probably try them one day, but yeah, that's a brand on my blush wish list that I've never tried. And I'm sure there are lots more, I just can't think of them on the spot. Actually, no, there's one more that I can think of on the spot. Jouer has a really nice blush duo that I have been really interested in. Looks beautiful. A little bit cheaper than Becca as well, so I will probably try that at some point. When I went to buy it, it was out of stock, which was really sad, but yeah. And the last question is favorite blush brushes. These are my favorite blush brushes. This is probably the one that I use the most. It is the Natio blusher brush. It's actually from a brush set. I don't think you can buy it individually. I don't know, you might be able to, but it's really, really soft. And I don't know, I just think that it's a good blush for brush Oh my gosh. I just think that it's a good blush. No. I just think that it's a good brush for applying blush. Oh my goodness. Putting brush and blush in the same sentence is really hard. Then I've got these two stippling brushes that I like to use. Actually, this one's probably my favorite of the two. At the moment I've got this one on the go for blush, and this one is being used for bronzer, so this one looks like it's the wrong shade, but actually I prefer to use this one for blush. So let's just put the other one away. The other one was Real Techniques, by the way, but I think this one is better. This one is an Exo Beauty tapered fiber brush. It's a lot softer than the Real Techniques one. This one feels really nice and gentle on your face. It's got like more bristles down the bottom, and then it's a little bit more sparse at the top. I just really like these slightly sparser stippling brushes for applying blushes with more pigment to them, because it means that you're not going to go overboard as easily. It's just easier to apply the correct amount of blush and to build it up a little bit at a time. So yeah, those are my two favorite blush brushes, and that was the last question. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye!